What is your relation to motorcycles? Because I see Indian here, and I
Yeah,
saw a few of them downstairs.
yeah. I just love them. I think the motorcycle is probably, a method of transport where you really feel the freedom of yourself on the road or on an adventure somewhere. It's just you know.
Do you still ride in one?
Occasionally, living in central London, it's not, not the best place to kind of experience riding on a motorbike, even, or even a car. It's just sort of any city is like that. But I think, my upbringing, I did a little bit of motocross.
Yeah.
So as you'll see around Gumbel headquarters, there's a few motocross bikes that are kind of quite famous bikes. I probably love vintage bikes more than modern bikes.
Like cafe racer?
Yeah, I've never got into modern bikes, but I love cafe racers. I love board track racing. To me, these are, this one's in here more because I feel it's like a work of art. It's a design piece as much as anything else. This is from 1911, and I think it just is a beautiful creation.
Yeah, it's a piece of art, let's
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
From what I saw online and from what I saw, from the past interviews which you gave, you're more into like British cars, Aston Martin, Jaguar, Land Rover.
Yeah.
Are there any other cars in your garage, like German, American, or Japanese?
I would say my passion for cars is British and Italian.
So Ferraris.
Yeah, but whilst I love seeing American muscle cars, and there's some incredible designs of Cadillacs from the sort of 1950s and 60s that are absolutely beautiful. For some reason, I'm not really inclined to want to own them. I just sort of enjoy them whenever I see them. Same with Japanese cars, I think, as we said, going to Japan a lot recently, then I saw a lot of amazing collections. But at the moment, I haven't been tempted into wanting to have one. I think the cars that I choose, again, I probably kind of treat them in a similar way. Not only do they have to, well, it depends what they are, but, there's probably more of an aesthetic beauty that I'm looking for from a design standpoint, rather than just actually that contradicts, because some of those American beautiful cars are absolutely beautiful from that sort of space age era of kind of cars having massive fins on the back and stuff. But and I've never been into German cars.
Okay.
I don't know why. They're probably too efficient and too reliable for me, and I've kind of grown up with British cars that break down all the time.
And so you need to fix something,
yeah,
right?
but we're not unreliable anymore. But I think, I don't know, just growing up in England and essentially loving the history of motorsport and reading from times of the Bentley boys to Jaguar winning Le Mans to James Hunt's era of Formula One. McLaren days and McLaren in the sort of the 70s and 80s, then I kind of, I sort of supported the British automotive industry, really.
And what is your daily drive?
Well, daily drive, because I've got 4 children. I've got a Range Rover.
Oh, okay.
So, but Range Rover and Aston Martin are daily drives, So, again, very British and understated, and kind of trying to be in, I guess, cars that don't stand out too much, but they're kind of amazing cars at the same time.
Yeah. How many cars?
How many cars?
Yeah.
I can't say how many cars. It changes, in fact, the funny thing is, just many years ago, I had too many cars to even enjoy, because I couldn't fit them at my house. I had to have cars in storage and being kept by different kind of garages that look after them for me. So my goal at the moment, I've been actually kind of coming up with the same list for about sort of a year now. I'm trying to create a collection, but it's only 10 cars. Well, it's only 10 cars. It's still amazing to have 10 cars, but I'm trying to build the ultimate collection for me. Because when you enjoy so many different cars and so many different models, and you can just kind of get carried away and and like I said before, end up buying cars, never get chance to use them because they're in storage somewhere. Or
Yeah.
so I'm trying to build. I have the dream of the next couple of years to build my ultimate top 10 collection that will be displayed in a really beautiful environment that probably will have public access, so public can enjoy them. And even though I only want 10 of them they'll be like, everyone will be really special.
Yeah, like best of the best
Yeah.
for Maximillion Cooper,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.